Top of it, everybody. I want to welcome you to Managing Our Minds podcast, where we create a safe space for you to be able to be vulnerable because vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a step towards growth in every area of life. And I'm Dominique Easley.
I'm Damien Jacobs, and today we want to welcome a very special guest, the former Carver High School Tiger, the former University of Alabama Birmingham Blazer, former Pittsburgh Steeler, former Cleveland Brown, former Tennessee Titan, the big fella Chris Hubbard. We like
Yes,
we
sir.
we appreciate you for being here today, brother.
Yeah,
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me, bro. This is a blessing, man. And what y'all doing is very, very special, man. And I just want y'all to know, man, y'all gonna keep going and keep growing and everything else gonna work for itself, bro. I feel like this is a great space, bro.
nah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. This is well needed. It's well needed. So well, every guest that we have, one thing that is important to us is we always start off with a question. Dan, you want to kick it off?
You got it, brother.
So our question today is, how was your day? Let's start off there. How was your day today, man? A lot of people tend to ask this question, but never really mean it and never really get anything out of that from someone. So that's my question for you. How's your day today, man?
Man, it's good, man. I would say it's good, bro. Like I started off this morning. I opened that book of the Bible up, man. I opened that Bible up, man, and I got in them scriptures, bro. Some of the scriptures that I read. I got into Second Timothy, and I was reading verse 1 through 5 this morning. It was just tugging on my heart, you know what I'm saying? And just how the way the world is right now, man, and just what God says as far as like being involved with when it comes to money and the root of the world, and having that the cultural how the culture how everything's shaking out to be, man. And when I read that message, man, it just touched me. I'm like, man, like we got to do better as a whole. I got to do better as
That's
a
a
whole,
fact. Yeah.
and it just made me realize, man, honestly, like we're blessed in our own way, man. And no matter what is money, no matter what is life is important. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me go back and think, like, man, I just woke up this morning, bro. Somebody didn't. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So,
A thousand
so
percent.
like I have an opportunity today to get better and to spread the love and spread the awareness. And God gave me another chance to do that, bro. So hey, look, I'm good, man. I promise I'm good this morning. I promise you I am, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
I'm
like
glad
that
to
question
hear.
too, man. I like that
Yep.
question too.
Yeah. That's one thing that's important to us. And just to piggyback on what you said, as far as the way the world is going, it's crazy because the world is 10 times different from the way we grew up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like the
Facts.
wants, the beliefs, even just kids playing outside, everything's just different. And that kind of leads into my first question from you. Obviously, I live in Georgia now. I'm right here in so I'm new to the Atlanta area, to the Georgia
Yeah.
area, to the Pete, Georgia area. So we know you from Columbus, Georgia. So were there any personal emotional challenge that you faced growing up? That basically made you who you are today.
Yeah, man. Just being honestly starting off as a legit man, just seeing a lot of different things. Where I grew up is East Wind Lane, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And East Wind is the east side, you know what I'm saying? A lot
Okay.
of
Okay.
You know what I
Okay. I
mean?
heard.
You see a lot of different things going on that side of town. You see a lot of people walking up and down the street all the time, man. And it just made me realize and made me humble, because just because where I'm from doesn't mean that I have to continue to stay where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
Exactly.
go back and I think about that when I was younger, and how I grew up, and I had my grandfather in my life, man, and how he showed me the ropes as a young kid, man. Like, you know, you can hang around these people, man. You can hang around these people because the people that I was hanging around with were making bad decisions.
Hmm.
And I found myself in those bad decisions and those choices because I decided, oh, they cool. You know what I'm saying? I get to hang around them. They doing these cool things as a young kid. I'm thinking, man, this is something cool that I can do. But then my grandfather steered me around and told me, man, you keep going down this path you want to, man, and your life will end up like some of these younger jokers that you hang around with. So, man, I think that was one of the things, man. Growing up, having that role model as my grandfather, man. He's no longer with us, but
God
he
bless.
made me see life in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of drug transactions ain't going around, man.
Back
Where
then,
I'm from, you know.
especially back
So
then.
heck yeah, man. I mean, Brad. I mean, talking about broad day, man. You seeing some dude, you see a little white packet, you know what I'm saying, a little packet coming in, you know what I'm saying, and you
Mhm.
seeing that distributor and that exchange happen in front of your face. You as a kid, you like, man, what is happening, bro? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
it's just one of those things that I realized, man, my situation didn't outweighed everything, man, what I've been through, you know. So I'm just blessed, man, that I had the right people in my life, man.
So it's crazy because a lot of people end up because I'm similar, right?
Hmm.
I didn't grow up with my grandparents, but I grew up with my mother and my father, in a single family home. But and I grew up in the same type of environment to where to be honest, as a kid, I sold drugs. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that was just the environment, and that was
Right,
what was okay. You know what I
right.
mean? So how did you keep yourself from diving deep into it and getting lost in a place like that? Because for me, it was always I had a situation to I remember it's crazy. The first time I tried to sell drugs, right? The first
Hmm.
time I tried to sell drugs, the dude told me how much to give him, but I didn't understand that I
Yeah.
was supposed to. You feel me? That I was supposed to
Yeah.
make more. So right then and there, I knew I wasn't a drug dealer. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know. So I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then obviously I've seen killings. I've seen people get locked up, get thrown away for life
Mhm.
with drugs. So that kind of is like was my story for me to not want to dive any deep into that life. Like, do you have a specific time that you can remember that where it was like, oh no, I'm not getting into this. This is not for me.
Man, I can because that's similar to your story, man. I didn't do it, but I saw my cousin do it, man. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? As far as like selling drugs, man. And God rest his soul, he died at a young age, you know, with certain things involving with drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and that woke me up, bro. Like for real, that really woke me up, man. To answer your question, just seeing how that part of the drug game weighed on him, bro. Like my cousin, mind you, my cousin was light skinned, bro. He you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? He was
yeah.
light skinned. And you know what I'm saying? And then when I
Purity.
started seeing him go into the transition, bro
Skin
was darker,
changing.
bro.
Yeah.
Skin changing, bro. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
Man,
saying? And I'm like, man, cuz you good, fam? He's like, yeah, man, I just gotta make this play. Gotta make this drop. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it's
Right.
just bro, it's
Living for the
constant
moment.
running, bro. Constant running the whole time. I ain't at home, you know what I'm saying? He was younger than me, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was
That's
like 16. He was like actually he started at 14. I'll take that back. Because how it all started, you know, my uncle, man, had some little back in
hmm
his car and
that's how
cuz went to
usually
go
is.
cuz went to go dig deep in the back of that Corvette that my uncle had, man, and started pulling out the little wheat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it started there, you know, and
Yeah.
then I started seeing him slowly change, bro. Like he was always good with me, but he was just watching his back, watching him every move he
Yeah.
making. And I'm like, man, I love you because I'm being around you, but I'm seeing the
I
stuff
can
that
only
you
be around you
doing,
so
bro.
much.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't keep myself in this circle like that, man. Because if and he used to always tell me, bro. He was like, man, sports, man. Sports made me see it, realize a different way, a different outlet. You know what I'm saying? And he always used to say to me, he's like, man, you got a chance to go far, fam. You got a chance to go
That's
far,
fire.
cuz. And he was just like, man, I don't want you around. He used to tell me he didn't want me around him, but the love that I had for this dude, man,
Oh,
like we were cousins, but it was more so like that was my brother.
brother.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fire. Yeah, that's
And
fire.
he always had my back, I always had his whenever it came down to anything. And I think to answer your question, that really changed my whole mindset and how to move and how to continue to get myself out of there along with sports. Because
Yeah.
my mom was like, man, you hanging around him, and my grandmother's like, you can't keep hanging around him too,
Right.
because
Got a good
you
support
know,
system.
yeah,
A
and
good support system.
they was like, we know that you love him, and you know he's making these decisions because he feel like he has to, and it was just like I got to do something. So my mom put me in basketball, football, you know what I'm saying? It just started
Recognize.
going on from there that I got myself out of those things and being able to hang around him. So that's what occurred. That's what the pivot happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
So
that's
Chris,
go
to
ahead.
piggyback off of that, how much deterrence you had from, because you mentioned grandpa, grandma, mom, how much deterrence did you have just to keep the embarrassment away from your family? How much did that factor into the straight path and not going down the wrong path?
Man, just them alone, man, being in my corner, man, like it made a difference, bro. Like it really did, because them encouraging me to do and to not be in that on that side. Like I always think about my life, man, what it could have been if I didn't listen to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I
Yep.
didn't listen to them, where would I be? Like would I be in this position that I'm in? Would I
Right.
be here? Would I be here today, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because I can go back to a story where I was with him, and bruh, the man had a black 90, the 96 Impala, the
Yep.
96
Back then.
Impala
Yep.
bullet. He had one of those
You knew
Rams,
exactly
20,
what time he was.
22, 22 inches, blacked out, everything. And I remember this one time, bro. I'm gonna go back to this story because it's crazy, because
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
my
Go
dog,
ahead.
man. But it was this one time the cops got behind us, bro, and he was like, "Cuz I can't pull over, man. I
Damn.
can't
Yep.
pull over."
We've been
And
in.
That's not an option.
brother, no, it's not an option. Cuz gunned it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny now because I think about that moment, bro. Like my life could have changed that one night. Cuz had a whole bunch of in the trunk, you know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
saying? And he was like, "Man, I got to get you out of this situation." Lord, thank you that I did get out of this situation, because I don't know,
But
I probably would have been being affiliated, man, would have probably brought my life down to a whole nother
Mm-hmm.
path, bro.
oh yeah, you would have. That's all you would have been able to be seen right there. That's all you
Yeah.
would have been able to be seen.
Another black man on the news, man. You know what I'm saying? Down
Mm-hmm.
for some stuff that I didn't even want to be a part of, but I'm a
Right.
part
Yeah.
of it because I'm affiliated with him. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
You know
So
how that go.
yes, I know how that go. But I think if I wouldn't have listened to the people that was in my corner, man, it would have been detrimental.
Right.
Yeah, it's and that's good to see that even back then, because the parents that we grew up with, that emotional and that vulnerability, that emotional intelligence and that vulnerability wasn't really instilled with them. So it's dope just to see that you had that from the start. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
be able to talk to you and find a way to talk to you.
I'm sorry, Ease. Was it that, or see? Because like I had the same kind of upbringing from father, and all that, but it wasn't like an emotional connection. It was just like a stern thing, like, "Hey, look, I don't want you around there, and I better not catch you around there." It wasn't
That's what
really.
it, that's what it was,
Yeah.
bro. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what
It's a
it was. It was
difference.
like, yeah, because the two are completely different on a different side. They were
Right.
like, man,
Mm-hmm.
nah, like you keep going down this path, you ain't gonna be in here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of energy it was. But I appreciate that energy, not
Mm-hmm.
because I understand the emotional intelligence now.
Mm-hmm.
I understand because I have kids now. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
being able to connect and to dissect everything now, man, is totally different, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Compared to what our parents, because they were old school, man. They
Right.
were old school.
They only knew one
That's a
way,
fact. Yep.
and we both country boys. East from the
Yeah,
north, we country boys, so it's a little
yeah,
different. It's
yeah,
it's a little
man.
different.
It wasn't none of that. Like, no, it was rough, man. It was
Yeah.
rough, but they made it to where I was able to get it and understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
figured it out. I figured it out.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. So, we don't want to stay on this topic too long, but I got one good question for you. Right now, as you just said, you were able to dissect and take the good from it. How would you have handled yourself differently if you was on the other side? If that was you, if you was the grandparents and you was parenting little Chris Hubbard back then, and how would that have made you feel?
If I was in their shoes,
Yeah.
honestly, man, it would definitely scare me. Like as far as like the decisions, the things that I was doing around them, because as a parent, being a parent now, you always want your child to be able to think and to honestly analyze,
Yep.
the situation, bro. Like, and I think as a parent now, like it's just the fact of like I want to scream at you, but I want to help you out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Mhm.
because I don't want you to doggone turn your life around into a place where you're not you're not going down a path of good. You're going down a path of like destruction. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if I was in their shoes, man, I just want to just be able to honestly love on them more, man. They loved on me, but it was like
It was different.
That
it was
hard.
a different type of love. It was a hard
Yeah.
love, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
It was a hard love, like where it's like, man, you either get it or or you ain't gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it was like I was listening, but I was still wanting to be on that side of the fence. And I would want to tell myself if I was the parent again, like, man, we could do this together, man. Like I would constantly like they
Fire.
tried to they got me out of the things as far as like put me in sports and stuff like that. Even did more so of I started going to Bible study, man, when I was younger too.
Okay.
So like things like that keep me that kept me away from that. So I feel like they did a good job, man. They did the best of their abilities, what they
Yeah.
had, the tools that they
Yeah.
had, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
No,
I agree.
that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. So I'm glad that you was able to make it. I'm glad that you was able to take into what they said to get you to your next journey, which was at UAB, right? So during your time at UAB, how did you manage the pressure of being a student athlete along with everything that was going on back home? You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm not even gonna hold you, man. My freshman year, when I got there, I was nervous. I have never been away from home like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
So
you was a real country boy.
I
You
was,
was a real country boy.
bruh,
I know one when
bruh,
I see one. E.
bruh. Listen, bro. Like I had never been on a flight before. I ain't never
That's
did none of
crazy.
that. Like cause the only far that I ever been was coming up to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to drive to Atlanta and
Yeah,
come see our.
That's like an
It's
hour, 2 hour drive. That's it.
yeah, it's like an hour and 30 from where I'm from, Columbus, man.
Yeah.
So it's like it was like get in the car. We finna
That's a
go see your
field trip.
cousin.
That
Exactly,
was a field
exactly,
trip back in the day. What?
exactly, bro. Yeah.
Making a
So
weekend out of
it,
this thing.
man, yeah. So that was our weekend, man. That was our weekend. But when I went to UAB, man, everything, man, literally shattered for me, bro. My freshman year, because that year, no, that year my grandfather passed, man,
Oh man, I'm sorry to
and
hear that.
when I got there, like I had just started spring ball. I just got there, and they had initially said that I'd be starting, so I was hyped. I was happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I came in true freshman, and
Yeah. So you went there early. You went in early.
I went in early. I went in
Early. Okay.
early and did the whole summer. I did spring. I mean this spring and summer,
Yeah.
and then before summer hit, bro, like my grandfather I had got the call from my coaches. My coaches like, hey man, we need you to come down to the office. I'm like, man, what's going on? I'm like, man, what's going on? Why they need me at the office right now? Like pulling me out of class, you know what I'm saying? And I found out, man, that my Coach Neil Calloway, was my head coach at the time, man. And he told me my grandfather had passed, man. I just, bro, like that, my whole world dropped, dog. Like I thought, everything was good. He was battling with cancer, and his life was ended, man. And that was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like I can call my granddad and tell him everything, bro. Like he'd just sit there, and we'll just laugh and chop it up, man. And just tell me from the good, the bad, the ugly, man. I can always be vulnerable with this dude, man. And he was already receive it to the best of his knowledge, you know what I'm saying, to the best of his knowledge. But that year, man, I didn't even want to play football no more, dog. Like
Mm.
I can only imagine. I can
like
only imagine.
literally, literally my grades started to go downhill. Like after that, so I'm gonna go back. So after that happened, I got the call. Of course, we had to get the funeral plan and all that stuff. I didn't want to go back, you know what I'm saying? But my mom was like, "You gotta go," you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
go back. You know, he would want you to go back. So I was like, "All right." I get back. I started drinking. I started smoking. I started not,
Finding
you
a
know, not
finding
showing
a
up to
way.
school. Yeah, not showing up to classes. And next thing you know, that ended by the end of that year, shoot, I'm about to face an academic probation because my
Mm,
grades ain't even nowhere they need to be, man, to play
right.
football. I'm just
Did
playing football. I'm just hitting people because that's gonna make me happy right now.
I
You
got a
know?
question. So did anybody on the coaching staff, did anybody in the building at UAB even try to reach out, try to get you help, or try to like did they have any process for kids to go through something like that, or they
Yeah,
just left you out to
counselors
be?
or yeah,
Man, nah, bro. Like I dealt with that on my own with teammates. You know what I'm saying? With
Yeah,
guys that was in my circle, man. That kind of helped me out because at that time, man, it really wasn't nothing about mental health like that, bro. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
that's a fact.
so it was like I was dealing with the things. I would talk to them here and there, here and there, but it wasn't like I went to counseling. I didn't do the counseling part, man.
Yeah.
I dealt with my emotions, you know, through my teammates, which helped me out, man. And just being able to communicate with them guys, man, they brought me a long way, man. I still talk to them guys to this day, man. You know,
And that's fine.
that
That's the,
that kind of
not everybody need like that. That was your outlet. You know what I mean? Not everybody. And I'm saying this because I'm also on a route to be a family therapist, to be a therapist in school,
hmm
professionally wise. But not everybody needs an actual therapist. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like their family, their people around them, their circle could be their support system. So I'm glad
facts.
that you was able to find that.
Yeah, and bro, when I tell you we used to talk all night, man. Sometimes we would just talk to the to wee hours in the morning, just life, man. You know, and I needed that during that time to kind of get my head level. And then also too, what scared me too for real, my mom was like, "Bro, you can't bring your ass back here, man. Not back to Georgia, because you know it's a lot going back. You know what I'm saying this way. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to see you back here in
Mhm.
Columbus, Georgia. Ain't nothing going on here." You know, like you gotta. She brought me back to reality and made me realize like I was blessed in that moment because I was able to go to school with a 4-year scholarship, bro. Like you know what I'm saying.
Oh
Never
yeah,
before nobody in my family has ever been to college, and I was
that's
the
fire.
first one to go. So it just that ignited another fire in me too. Like man, I got something to be able to do to change my life, and not even that, but change my whole family life, man.
Yeah.
And then it inspired them to be able to do the same. So,
So
but that
Chris, let
first
me ask you
that
this. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I just
go
wanted
ahead,
to
bro.
ask you just to piggyback on what you said. In that moment, those late nights with your teammates, staying up, did you realize how therapeutic it was in that moment, or it took you some time after to realize? Because you know, at that age back then, you couldn't even acknowledge the amount of therapy you may have or not have needed. Did you
Yeah.
realize in that moment how therapeutic it was, or did you look back 2 years later and was like, man, I'm sure thankful for that?
No, definitely not in that moment, man, because I didn't understand, but they were being supportive of me. You know what I mean? Like it took me some time to be like, man, I feel so much lighter now that it's not on my chest no more. You know what I'm saying? It took me a year because we would like the guys that I was living with in our dorm, you know, I had 3 roommates. So we had like the little communion, not the communion area, but the living space.
Yeah.
Man, that space right there, that was our safe space, man. We used to talk,
Fire.
chill. Sometimes we just used to play the game. And that used to be, you know what I'm saying, take a lot off my mind, man. So it definitely, I realized, man, after that year, man, it definitely was therapeutic. It definitely helped me out. It definitely, allowed me to see, people's upbringings, other people's backgrounds too, man,
Mhm.
and what they going through, man. You know what I'm saying? And guys was going through a lot of stuff being away from home, man.
Yeah.
So it just made me realize that I'm not alone, man.
Yeah.
So
And
Nah,
it
that's
also
yeah.
made you realize how special your grandfather was.
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
That's a
prepared me
fact.
for these moments, man. He
Right.
prepared me for these moments, man. And I had to realize that, and and it brought me a long way, man. It really did. It really did, bro.
That's I'm glad that you. It's crazy, cause right, me and Dane, we went to the same college, and he could tell you, shit. I had a rough time. I had I had a rough time just being away from the beginning, and really, that's the same thing for me. Like I didn't realize that my my solution was my friends. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like the
Mm-hmm.
people that can really get to me, the people that can really make me understand, like, yo, you're gonna be good. Yo, it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
just that feeling, just them being around. Like when I got hurt they would tell you the worst place that I've been right before I got drafted is when I tore my ACL my last
Mm-hmm.
year in the league. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate when Dame used to have to go to practice and go to class because I felt lonely. Like he'll
Bruh.
tell you,
Yeah.
like
Bro,
I
he
was
Yeah.
used to
real
have
live
me. He'd be
lonely.
Yeah.
texting me, bro, like, "Hey, man, I'm
Yeah,
lonely, bro. I leave class, bro, just to go be with my dog." You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, bro. Just to
Like
be that support, man.
yeah.
Yeah. Just to
Like,
be that support, man.
soon as I get out of practice, hey, I'm gonna tell my tutor I'll catch her tomorrow. I'll double. My boy been at
Yeah.
yeah,
home all day. He by
Yeah. To be
himself.
that
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
So
Facts,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
That
It was tough times, but you know we were there together though.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it's about to be. That's what it's all about. That's why God even say, man, two are better than one, bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's always that fellowship, that that brotherhood, and not even brotherhood, but when it comes to women, womenhood too, man. So it's just like we need that, man. We
Right.
need that
exactly.
because
And go ahead, no, go ahead.
no, it's just the facts of the balancing each other out, man. You know, that's one thing that goes a long way, man. You can definitely take so much from, not even saying so much, but that presence too, bro.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Bro,
and I
we
feel
literally
like
used to just sit there and this was kind of before like a lot of the online gaming. I mean, it was around, but we sit there with two controllers on the PS3 and
Hmm.
just play on the same team on Madden, bro. And that was the funnest thing ever to us.
yeah,
You
Bro,
know what
that's
I'm
that's the same stuff we did, bro. Literally,
just playing on the
literally.
same team, bro. That was the best
And
thing
like,
ever.
and
yeah,
it's
man.
crazy
That,
because
yep.
nowadays in college it's not like that no more.
Nah.
And we all know, right, with the NIL being there, it has a positive, it has a negative effect. And athletes, particularly these college athletes, they don't have nothing in it no more. Like I feel like it's not it doesn't mean anything to them no more. They don't spend that time together. They don't do anything like that no more. So I'm asking you, like, what are your thoughts behind the NIL?
Man, I feel like it can either be a success or a failure, bro, because you're getting so much money as as a young kid, man. Not even a young kid, but a young adult. And if you don't know how to manage
Mm-hmm.
those resources, the things that you're receiving, it could be detrimental to you, bro. Like I think for a fact, because I had this conversation before, where it's like, is it good or is it bad? And I feel like I'm gonna be honest. For I can go back, man. We didn't have none of that NIL, man.
Yep.
And so we had Pell Grant money. You know what I'm saying? We had Pell Grant, and
We
that
couldn't
Pell
even
Grant.
balance that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And I'm thinking now, bro. I'm thinking like now, bro. Like these guys getting. I had a conversation with I can't think of his name right now, but guys are getting six figures, bro.
Yeah.
Not even
Yep.
starting, bro.
Going
Not
and
even.
even going into college,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes,
So
bro.
that's concerning. Like how concerning is that for a kid's mental health at the age of 17 years old, 18 years old, you know what I mean? Getting six figures, something that their parents have never even seen. And for us, we had to
Mm-hmm.
wait until we was 20 to be able
Yeah.
to see stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, I think it's a tough situation because you think about that, and you think about the young guys going in, and they thinking that there's it's a lot of pressure because, like, oh, I got to get my mom this, I got to get my family this, I got to do this, I got to take care of this. We in debt, so I got to take care of all of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And being as a child, man, you're supposed to focus on school,
Yeah.
Be a
those
kid.
Yeah.
those the things, man. Be a young
Yeah.
man, you know what I'm saying? And then you have to take care of their responsibilities, which they are not yours, but it's their parents, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mismanaging money, but now they finna mismanage your money. and put you in more of a bind.
Yeah.
Not realizing you get taxed for that NIL money that you got to, you know what I'm saying? So you got to, and then when it boils down to it, you don't have the amount of money to be able to pay back. You know what I'm saying? That the NIL already gave you.
Yeah.
So it's just like guys
Chris,
got to be prepared now.
my biggest concern is whenever you first hear that no, and we've all heard it.
Ooh.
But when
Ooh, yeah.
that no for them is different because you've been hearing yes since you was 16 or 17. And then
Facts.
not everybody who gets an NIL deal is going to have a career like Chris Hubbard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be a point where you might have to go out here and do something with your hands. And that's the reason why it's way different with this generation. It could be really dangerous because when they hear that no, bro, you never know how they're going to react. But it's coming.
That's true. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's
it's
true.
coming.
That no changes attitudes, changing how I feel about somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to be comfortable saying no, man. I had to learn about that probably like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Being comfortable saying no, because it's just like I don't want to be in a place to where I'm trying to get myself out of a situation that I ain't even put myself in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That
That's
I didn't
the
ask for this.
that's the
Hey,
craziest thing that we get into, and people don't understand that. It's just like we're trying to figure out other people's problems before even solving our own. You know what
that's
I mean?
true.
So how do you expect us to have be mentally stable when we're taking on we haven't figured out our own how to mentally manage our own brain, our own
Right.
mind. You know what I mean? And now
Yep.
we're trying to figure out how to manage our family, our friends. So it's just like, how much more can these people take? How much more can these kids take, especially with all this money coming onto them?
With underdeveloped brains.
Very,
Exactly.
very, very much so, man. And I think too, if I'm being honest, man, when you have a lot on your plate and a lot on your mind, how can you rest? How can you take care of your body? If you don't do those things, man, and trying to play this game, man, you bound to get injured, bro. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, cause I know what that feels like. I've been through those mental battles of having
Yep.
stuff in my mind, and then boom, I get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
And being that we know, right, moving on, we know that you had a hell of a professional career. So congratulations for all your success. We see the
Man,
balls
thank you,
in the
bro.
back. You know what I
Thank you,
mean? And
bro. Appreciate you,
I
man.
knew who you were. I knew who you were.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
So we all know that with the injuries, we know that you had tricep tears, ankle issues, and I had 3 ACLs. So I understand what that mental capacity how that could be diminished real quick. So how was you able to really manage your mental well being?
During that process, man, I like I just stated before, bro. Like when I was going having those injuries, I was battling through like deep depression things, man. Like I was struggling with my past relationship with the child, with the mother of my child, you know,
Mm-hmm.
going through that, and we arguing, we doing this. I'm not even sleeping right, you know. Next thing you know, next game, the game on Sunday, I'm arguing on Saturday, you know what I'm saying,
Night.
Saturday night
Yeah,
before the game. I'm like, I'm supposed to be
I know.
chilling, vibing in my room, but we arguing over something so petty, and
Yeah,
then I'm not even getting enough sleep, and I'm having to have these thoughts on my mind, like, dang, you know, analyzing, because I like to sit down and think about all the things that took place and why it took place, and then
I'm
I go out
aware.
there try to perform, and then next day I feel tired, bro. I don't feel like I got enough juice, bro. Like, man, hey, you know, bro, I'm like, man, bring the juice, Hub. I was like, bro, I ain't even got it in me, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? And I go out there, man, it might have been, because I remember when it happened, we played Kansas City Chiefs, bro. That was the first game of the season. And I think Nick Chubb, he was going for like an inside gap play. And I was blocking the guy, bro. And I'm like, dang, I got him. And then next thing you know, I try to flip him. You know what I'm saying? And I thought Nick Chubb hit the back of my arm, bro. And I look at the film, he ain't even touch me, dog. Like I'm like, bro, like, did you touch me, Chubb? He's like, what you talking about, Hub? I'm like, you know, I go back to those moments. Like, I was arguing, I was not resting, I wasn't doing none of those things that
Mental
I
fatigue
normally
leads to
do.
muscle fatigue.
Yes, man, and that's where it all stemmed from, bro. Like, not being mentally focused, not being mentally sharp, and not having that mental rest, man. Um, I feel like all the injuries that I've been through, I've dealt with some kind of. I was in a place of deep depression or
Stress.
somewhere I wasn't focused. I was stressed out, and overcoming those things, I saw myself evolve and be like, I don't need this on my plate. Like, and I called on God a lot, man. Like, God, what are you trying to show me? And I wasn't as close to God like I am today with and doing those processes too. So it led to show me that I'm not good by myself at all if I don't have God at the center of my life,
Right.
bro.
Facts. Yeah.
And realizing that, and then going to therapy, those two together, man, really transition made me shift and realize, man, I have to focus on myself, and not just saying myself as a selfish way, but in a way of I need help. I need to get
Yep.
better for myself. I need to continue to grow as a person. I need to continue to evolve. And those are the things that I've learned during all those injuries. When taking care of self, I can be able to, you know,
Take care of everybody
take care of
else.
everybody else, man. If I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mentally and physically, in the right space, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to pour out anything bad towards you because I'm not in that great mental space. Like if it's something that I need to do, I'll be like, you know what? I really can't do it today. I'm not in that good mental
Yep.
space. I need to take some time for myself to get my mental back together. That might be looking like working out. That might be looking
Yeah.
like, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, grounding. That might be looking like just taking a walk, you know what I'm saying? So, or taking a drive sometimes,
Right.
driving
Yep.
even therapeutic, man. So, I realized a lot in those moments of when I was injured, I had to find a way to self-soothe and be able to make sure I'm not going towards drugs, which I did do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I relied
Same.
on that a lot. I would find myself, smoking about six,
Smoking at the
seven,
store.
I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
I'm right there with you, big
a,
fella.
a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right there
Chris,
with you.
I'm glad you just said what you said, and I want to piggyback and say like the things you just said really had nothing to do with football. And the average fan looks at guys like yourself and be like, the people in the dog pound could give a care less about you and your lady arguing last night. But I'm saying all that to say is that you're human, and it's 11 other humans out there on the field with you, and everybody has something different going on their plate and in their mind. So
Yeah,
I just want you to kind of hit on the point of just the game is so barbaric. Just hit on the human side of just of just with people too.
right, bruh. Like I realize that they don't fans don't understand, man. You know what comes with this, man. You got family in your ear, you got friends in your ear, but when you get and strap up on Sunday, man, you gotta block out the
Eliminate
noise, bro.
everything.
You gotta block out the noise, man. And it's a hard thing to do at times, man. It really is. It's tough because realizing now that I've grown and I've changed and I've evolved, man, like they don't really care about you as a whole, man. You know
No,
what I'm
your
At
saying?
all.
business.
At
Your
all.
You
business.
you you are definitely there for business.
Mm-hmm.
And
You just
entertainment.
a yeah, entertainment, and you just another number. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
That's it.
And that's it. And when I realized that too, I stopped putting so much pressure on myself, you know, that I had to do this, I had to do that. And I started realizing, man, I need to take care of my damn self, bro. But
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
Yep.
even worry about whatever all these other people got to say about me, because at the end of the day, the only people that really care about me is family. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And no matter what this person may say, I remember, man. I'm gonna go back to Pittsburgh. I think we had a playoff game, and I was blocking Suggs, man. This is at the time when Suggs was still playing, Terrell Suggs, and I give up a sack for on Ben Roethlisberger in the playoff game, man. It now did it change the game? No, but could I have done my job better? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of that game, man, I get a Twitter message like, fans saying to me, man, like, you suck. You need to go jump off a bridge, man, and all this. I'm like, bro, like, do you not know what goes into this game, man? Like,
Nope.
it's tough. It's good on good, man, all the freaking time, man. And just from that understanding, like, I just feel like I stopped after that incident, man. I stopped listening to the fans, man, because I used to feel like, man, the fans support me, the fans do this, which they do. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, they don't know the ins and outs what comes with this game, man.
Right.
What comes with this business, bro.
And they don't know how detrimental just that tweet alone, what that can do to a person. You know what I mean? Like, there are people out there that get affected by a tweet like that. Somebody would go jump.
Man. I was
you
affected, man.
You already felt terrible about the sack yourself. Like, you ain't gotta,
bro.
Coach giving it to me. You gotta,
bro. You know that Monday come in, bro. We watch film, man. I'm already like, damn, that play finna come up, bro. Like, I'm in my seat just like this right here. I'm like, damn, I'm finna relive this. And I just got that tweet that night too, you know what I'm saying? So all that stuff is still playing in my head. And then at the time, I told Pouncey about it, man, because Big Bro, you know what I'm saying? I told Big Bro about it. I said, and he was like, man, forget that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, man, go on to the next, like, man. They don't know what the fuck going on, man, with this game, man. They don't understand what you're doing, man. Like, so, because I was a young player then, so I was literally trying to find myself in this game, and man, thank God I had Big Bro on my side, though.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you say that, right? Because I'm glad that he was able to, you know, talk to you and get you out of that space. But one thing I would hope that guys, like, because I've done it too as well. Like, when somebody's going through something, they just tell somebody, forget it. Understand what is making that person feel like that, how that person is feeling first before you just be like, because people can't just forget it, right? Yeah, I understand that you don't mean it, like, you don't mean just forget it, but sometimes a person needs to hear that, yo, how does that make you feel? Like, how does that make you feel? And just to be able to get that out. So that's one thing that I would like to see a lot more of us being more vulnerable to the person that's coming to us. You know what I mean?
Asking questions, man. Like you said, asking the tough questions, bro. Like that goes a long way. You know, it really does.
Yeah. So and that's something that honestly I didn't learn till after I got out of the league. And that's all the work that I had to put in. And that leads me to my next question with you. Is like life at the football, man. Yeah, life at the football is like looking ahead. What aspirations did you and do you have going on now, and how does mental health play in a part for your
Chris,
life now?
Did you officially retire yet? Because you
played
last year, right? Yeah, he hasn't officially retired.
Yet. Okay, you haven't retired. All right, perfect.
I haven't. I want to look. Okay. I want to do for real. So coming into this year, like, I want to do 1 or 2 more years, bro. Like, I want to do one more year for sure. One more year for sure. But the 2, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this would be year 10 or 11 for you, right?
This will be year 12. This will be year 12.
Oh,
yeah.
So hold on. I got a fun fact for you.
I got.
Yeah.
I got a fun fact for you. Do you know, with this 12th year you just played, you're the longest tenured player out of UAB, passing Roddy White?
I did not know that, bro.
Congratulations.
I did not know that. That's crazy, bro. Man, that is crazy.
Yes, sir.
Dang, bro. That jump crazy, man. I didn't even know that. Because I thought Roddy White he did 12 or something like that.
He did 11.
He did 11. Man, that's wild, man.
Yeah, so you got to get that next. You got to get that year in.
Yeah, shout out to bro, man. Shout out to Roddy White too, bro.
That's good company right there.
Yes, sir, man. Well, yes, sir. But
yeah. So what does it look like for you after, like, once you get to that 2 year and you're about to get done? Like, what does that look like for you, and how does mental health play that role in your life after football?
Man, I've already had the talks, man, and for me, it's gonna be for me with my calling, and I feel like it's tugging on me a lot. Is coaching, man, coaching the younger guys, bro, and also too with mental health, being able to stay inside the community of telling the younger guys how important mental health is, how important it is to take care of yourself, and also too, I want to have a restaurant business too, man.
That's fire.
I love cooking, bro. I love cooking. I love grilling. So I
Same
already got
here.
the L. I already, yeah. See,
Country
yes,
boy.
sir. I already got
Yo,
the LLC
so,
for it, man. I
so
already got
look,
the
look,
LLC for it, man.
I gotta put this out real quick. Yo, so I ain't never, I knew how to cook, but I ain't know how to cook. Going
Yeah.
into college, this man right here, has made me understand how to make the best chicken legs there is. Joint be falling off,
Yes, sir.
joint be falling off the bone.
Yes,
I just,
sir. He knows
I
something.
just
He
had
knows something.
to, I just had to throw that
Yeah.
out there real quick. My bad. Go
Yeah.
ahead, do your thing.
No, man. Hey, look, that's something that I always like try to perfect too. Like when it comes to cooking, bro. Like, man, how can I get better with the seasoning? How can I get better with the temperature? How can I get better with the flavor, man? All that stuff, man. But I like I said, man, I got an LLC for the restaurant business already because I want to do it. I've been planning for this for like 4 years now, man. And it's
Okay,
called C Hubs Up and Smoke, man. 'Cause I
there you
want to,
go.
be able to, barbecue joint, and
Mhm. Well, just give it to them one
had a
more time. What's the name of it and where's it gonna be?
C Hubs Up and Smoke. Haven't found a location yet, but I'm still working on everything but under the restaurant. This why I haven't started yet because when I want to do
Football.
something, yeah, when I want to do something, I want to be fully involved in it, bro. I don't want nobody to take control over nothing what I'm
Mhm.
trying to get to because they're not gonna care for it like I care for it.
Like you will.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So for
So
me, it's
so
like it's yeah. Go ahead.
can
Go
I
ahead.
give you some advice real quick?
Yeah.
So I'm the same exact way, but one thing that I did have to learn is how to take that control factor and put it into people. So one
Hmm.
thing you gonna like once you retire, yeah, you gonna want to be busy, you gonna want to stay there, but like you said, right, you're gonna want to do coaching. So being able to find the people to collectively care about it the way that you do,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
would say focus on that. Don't immerse yourself in it, but really immerse yourself in it to be able to put the people in place that you wanted to make succeed. Because, like you
Oh yeah.
said, no one's gonna be able to care for it
Yeah.
the same exact way you
You're gonna
do.
need to be in
But
3 places at one time. And that's
yeah,
That's
hard,
but
true.
if you
bro.
can,
It's
That is
hard.
yep,
tough. It is
I done
tough.
yep,
You got to be
tried.
able to manage.
I done
Yeah.
tried it. It's hard, bro.
yeah,
You got to be able
yeah.
to
So that's
manage it,
that,
right?
that's yeah, that's just my little advice to that because I understand what you mean by that.
I definitely appreciate that because
Yeah.
I have been thinking about that. I have been processing that, man. And, I got family I've been talking to, my cousins here in Atlanta, man. We're around the same age anyway. I already got a cousin that works for, the alcohol business, man. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? And then I got a cousin that he's already a manager. You know what I'm saying? So it's people already like
and
it's
I feel
there. Yeah,
yep,
and that feel, man, to be able to help me out and to be able to get where I want to go, so
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's so dope that they are willing and able to listen to what I want to bring to the table and how I want it to be done. So,
Right.
but
that's fine.
coaching, man, yeah,
Yeah,
coaching
that's
was yeah,
and that's what I'm going through now, man. That's one of the most fulfilling things that I've done. Because when I got out the league, I didn't want to go back into football. I wanted to figure out who I was outside of
yeah,
football. You know what I mean?
right,
Because I always knew I can go coach. But I wanted to figure it out, and yeah, I've done multiple things, and I love it. But when I got back into coaching, man, it was nothing like that. It was like that feeling of taking what you know and being able to see them kids grow, not only as athletes, but as grown men. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like that's a different feeling.
That's beautiful, bro. That's exactly why I want to do it, man. Because I want to see them take the knowledge that I've learned and to apply it, bro. Just
Mm-hmm.
apply it, man. And when you see that, you like, man, I did that part, man. I
Yeah.
did my
Do
part, but
Right.
not letting them know you did that part. But it's inside, it's a beautiful feeling, man. Your heart smiling. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
level you
Do
thinking,
you
Chris?
So I've been harping back and forth between high school and college because I want to reach the guys and give them the game before they even try to fully take and to know about what the NFL level is like. So I want to reach them where I can be able to instill in them great traits,
Mm-hmm.
man. So I'm really back and forth between high school and college because college, you know what I'm saying, like they more aware and they can be able to, you know, uh to devour what I'm trying to give them. You know what I'm saying? And high school, I know it's going to be a little bit more challenging, really giving them details, really giving them more of like breaking down game, you know what I'm saying, to where they can understand. So I've been praying back and forth on which one I really want to do, and time will tell on where I want to go with it. But most likely, it would probably be college for me, man.
That's
Well,
what's up.
I,
That's what's up.
I did a stint in high school, and I thought it was gonna be worse than it was, bro. And the reason why I say that is because I was thinking the way you thinking, like, man, it's gonna be hard for me to get terminology, and I don't know if I know have the
Yeah.
patience. But the beautiful thing about high school, when you plant that seed with a kid that nobody thought would be anything, and
Hmm.
that kid is playing college football right now, and multiple of them are. When
Yeah.
when my head coach kept telling me like, well, they'll never be Damien Jacobs. Well, I said, Coach, I don't need them to be Damien Jacobs.
Yeah.
Right.
I just
Right. Right.
need them a collection of them to do things that I was able to do at different times. We put it all together.
Yes,
That's all
sir.
we need. It
Yeah.
don't have to be all
That's a
in
fact.
one. And I started to see it flourish, and it was beautiful, bro. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, and you get to teach them how to be
Playing.
better.
And it
Yeah.
never
And you
felt
playing
like a
it.
day of work. It never felt like work.
Yeah.
I'd be out there for hours, like, dang, it's time to go already. That's just how it
Yeah.
Hmm.
felt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You plant the seed, man. You plant the
Yeah.
seed,
yeah.
bro, and that's
And
beautiful, bro.
and then on that journey, obviously, you're gonna have to figure out how that looks for you with your life as a
Hmm.
football coach and everything like that. And that comes with support systems, right?
Facts.
That comes with family support. That comes with resources. So you have been extremely vocal about your mental health and your support system behind and all your resources that made a big difference in your life and throughout your career. What I guess my question to you is, a person who doesn't have that or who's in that position to where they can't see that, how can you help them figure, like, what can you tell them to help them figure that out? Like, what are their resources or who are their support systems? How much that means to you or different ways to figure that out?
Man, I would tell that person, man, to really, ask questions to other people, um, on who they can reach and depend on, man, because you might not have family, but you might have friends that know somebody else that knows somebody else that can get you to
Mhm.
the support and help that you may need. It's all about being connected, man. I realize, man, being able to connect and network with other people and to really dissect their brain and to understand what they're going through and what they're dealing with, man. It's all about connection, man. And
Yeah.
once you have those connections, man, they can last a lifetime, forever. They'll always be there. And I just want to tell the people, man, you get around those people that um, make you feel like you should be accountable, trustworthy, have a great character,
Yeah. Yeah.
a great faith, man. Get around those people that have those intangibles, man, because those go a long way in life, man. Um, I think I had to realize accountability, man, is one of those things. As man, sometimes you gotta put your pride to the side, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You gotta put your
You got to be
pride to the
vulnerable,
side. You gotta
and
be.
it is, you got to be vulnerable in that situation. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, yeah, like you have to be vulnerable. You have to understand what
Yeah,
vulnerability you learn, you grow. If
yeah.
you don't, if you're not vulnerable, you won't grow. You keep making those
Uh-huh.
same mistakes.
Hmm.
You
That's
know?
very true. That's very true. You don't want to keep making the same mistakes because you're not growing, man.
Yeah.
It, and that's another thing God wants us to do in life, man. He always want us to be able to get around people, like I said before, people with great character, man, great faith. But I always said to y'all too, man, two is better than one, and
That's a fact.
three is better than one. You know what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
Yeah.
more people that's on the same journey and that's uplifting you and that's encouraging you and that's striving for you to do better in life, man, those are the people that you want to be able to be around, man. The people
Yeah.
that's gonna push you, people that's gonna push you and see your potential and see how you are and see the greatness in you more so than you see greatness in yourself sometimes.
That's a fact.
So that support system right there, it doesn't have to always be family. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
got some friends now that's deeper than family for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show you, man, you can have support. You know what I'm saying? Outside of family, man.
And people always take that as, oh, I need support of everything that I'm going through as a man, as a business person, right? Having my businesses and all that, but as a father, you also need support. You also need that circle. So you, I know you a father, right? You have one. You have a boy, right?
Yeah, I do, but I have three bonus kids too. Three bonus
Okay, there
children.
you go. I
Yeah,
like
you
that.
know
I
what
like
I'm saying?
that. There
So
you go. Uh huh.
so yeah.
Yeah. So even that, and I'm in the same situation. I have one bonus child.
Mhm.
How are you managing your mental with that? Because that's a new field to work in. Just that relationship at itself, understanding how to create a relationship with that child. You know what I mean? With the child, with your wife, within those that dynamic, and keeping
Right.
everybody together.
Man, I really had to, go back to God, man, because having
Yeah.
a certain amount of patience, having a certain amount of knowledge and understanding, man. Every kid is different, man, on how
Mhm.
they able to receive and to understand. Like my boys, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level amount of like talking to, you know what I'm saying, when it
Yeah.
comes to the girls, because the girls they'll get it, they'll figure it out, and they understand it quicker than
Yes.
Yeah.
than my boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I had
Yeah.
to really like I had to make it into terminology of like, this game is kind of closer to you know what I'm saying, and to this
Yeah.
life, you know what I mean? I had to break it down that way where the girls understand and analyze it in a total different aspect than the boys do. So it just made me realize as a man that I have to continue to grow. I have to continue to make sure that I'm learning myself, and also I'm continuing to learn these four different individuals every single
Mhm.
day, because they're constantly evolving, man. They're constantly growing each and every day, and they're picking up different things that you know. Another thing that I don't want them to see, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the outside world, man, and what they're expected, because they're black
That's it.
kids, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's a
saying,
fact.
and just teaching
Nah,
them
you gotta say
on.
that shit. You gotta say that shit proudly. These are black
Yeah,
Yeah.
kids, and you
Yeah.
gotta teach them how to function in this world, man.
facts.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
just real.
yeah, it is real, man. And teaching them that, man, it's slow. It's a slow process because
Mhm.
they're young. They're under 11, but it's just making sure that they know the awareness. You know what I'm saying? I always tell them about know where you are, even when we are together. Like pay
Yep.
attention to the
Yeah.
streets. Watch what's going on. Watch what cars are going before you even go outside. Know who's outside. Know how many people outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
different things of like, man, what's going on, because anything can happen like that, bro. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But
Exactly.
if
And
you
attention span is shorter now. Is shorter with them than ever it ever has been.
exactly,
They're
man.
looking at a
So
cell phone, looking at
yeah,
all kind of everything.
man, trust me, man. It
I,
is real, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I have to tell them too now. Like, okay, we're gonna take time from, the iPad, because
Yep.
we got to spend some time together. We need to either read a book, or we can need to, play outside. You know what I mean? Because we
Hmm.
need those breaks to be able to let our brains get some time off of this technology, man. Don't get
Yep.
so wired up in it.
And know how to function in the world. Because I got three older boys myself as
Mm-hmm.
well, and that's one thing that when they was living with me, during the school days, there was no iPad, no TV. The only time they'll be able to get it is if they come home with like a good grade or something like that. Then
Yeah.
that'll be a treat. But on the weekdays, there was no iPad, no TV, and all we did was play outside with each other, do work. They had karate, they had baseball, they had basketball. So we consistently, and I feel like nowadays kids lost that, and
Yeah.
parents, and it's not the kids, right? It's the parents,
Yeah.
because
It's the
the
parents.
parents,
Yeah.
yeah, the parent, like we don't take the time out to be able to be with our kids no more,
Yeah.
because we have so much stuff, because we have this in the
The
world,
phone.
you know what
yeah.
I
Yep.
mean? So it's just like, how are you gonna really blame the kids when it's really us that's doing
It's
this?
us, man. It's
Uh-huh.
us. Like we got to change the narrative, man.
Yeah,
We got to
exactly.
change the narrative.
Yeah, yes, we do. And nah, even that, right? Even that, being a father, because you said, I apologize, you said your bonus children was the three boys, right?
No, so it's two girls and one boy.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and then I have
Okay.
one son. You know what I'm saying, with my
The
past
mother, AK.
relationship. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all
And that's
50-50 split down the middle.
Yeah. So with you know what I'm saying, with baby boy, with the mother of my child.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely have joint custody. You know what I'm saying. So that works out well. I'll get him next weekend. So
okay. There you
um,
go. There you go. And how was that? Because for me, that right, for me, that's one of the worst possible things in my life right now, going through the situation with the mother of my kids, in and back in court 3 years, not being able to see my kids for months at a time. You know what I mean? Like, did you have to go through any of that
Man,
stuff?
yeah, bro. Yeah, I
You
still
know what I mean?
every now and then I still have to deal with it because I feel like it's such a bitterness from from on her end when I'm just
Mhm.
trying to direct and to make sure baby boy is good. Like, how can we make sure that we're on the same page so that he can succeed and so that he can be able to go out in this world and be a great young man, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's not even about. I think she holds on to a lot of stuff,
in the
you know what I'm
past.
saying, that happened in the past, man, and it doesn't sit well, man, because
How do you deal? Like, how do you mentally deal with
honestly,
that? 'Cause for
I
me, that's an
talk
everyday thing.
I talk to my girl now, man. We talk about it on a daily, and then prayer, man. I pray about those things. I pray for change. I pray that her spirit, that God deals with her to be able to feel and understand what it's not about her.
Yeah,
It's about
it
baby
is.
boy.
Yeah,
So that's my therapy, man, and I used to get so upset about the situation, about, back and forth. But nowadays I'm like, you know what? She got it. I'll text her back,
facts.
when I
Yeah,
feel like it, when I feel like, what I'm saying, that she'll be able to understand. I don't let her get in my head anymore, man, because
you
she
found
used
your
to try,
happiness.
yeah, she used to try to pick at me in different ways,
I know what that is.
like you don't like, what I mean? Like she used to try to tell me like you didn't sacrifice anything. I'm like, man, I sacrificed so much, missing birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these, and you get to be able to be with him. You know what I'm saying? My
Mhm.
sacrificing is all those things, and then I still pull up. Like this past year, we had a Thanksgiving game, played the whole game. Next couple of days, coach gave us off. The next day, bro, I'm on the next flight out, bro, to go see my baby boy, man.
Exactly.
And I don't try to rub that in her face or anything like that because I know what I'm doing for him.
Yep.
It don't matter, like it don't matter what she says or what she does. As long as I'm doing right by him, that's all that matters, bro.
And that's where I can already tell you have found peace, because that's
Yep.
exactly where I'm at too. So,
Yes.
hey, one thing I could give you, people. A lot of people don't understand what that take, man. But I'm giving you applause
Man.
and you pat on your
Man,
back
Yeah.
for
same for
that, man.
you too, bro.
Yeah,
Same for you
yeah.
too, brother.
I
Yes.
appreciate that. Appreciate
Yes.
that. So just switching gears a little bit. We got one little fun little thing to go through. So I want to ask you this. All right, everybody know what's going on with the draft. What happened with the draft? We talking about your alma mater, your Cleveland Browns,
Dog
right? So you
pound.
Yeah.
play,
Dog pound gang.
yeah, you play with the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
So my question to you: do you think Shadour Sanders has what it takes to succeed in that environment? You understand how the franchise history has been. You understand what the quarterback situation has always looked like. So do you think that he is going to be able to break that basically that curse? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a
Yeah.
curse.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, to be honest, I think he has what it takes, bro.
That's what's up.
I ain't
Why?
gonna I'm not
Why?
even gonna hold you. Just okay, I take a clip, man, that Shador and Travis Hunter had. I think we all have seen it before, man. Where he told Travis Hunter, man, just run a route, bro. Like, I'm gonna throw the ball to you, catch the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm,
that type of leadership, bro. Like that type of dog mentality. Like, I'm gonna throw it to you, bro. Just run your. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
mhm.
get it to you. Just seeing that and his work ethic, man. I know he get the media to follow him and everybody trying to create their own brand, but man, I just see something different in Shador, man. The man has went to HBCU Jackson, you know what I'm saying, University, bro.
Right.
Did his thing there, man. Don't everybody don't realize, man. Deion Sanders, but also Shador took a team on his back to the
Yep.
Liberty Bowl, man. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back years. Like when they went to Colorado, yeah, they had the first year was up and down, but
But that O
they
line was
still it was
trash.
it was trash, but he still did numbers, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Through all that adversity, you know what I'm saying, and all that the things that were against him, he had overcome, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
with the guys that surround him. And I just think that mentality, man, he's gonna show up no matter what the curse may be. Because I done been through different quarterbacks when I was there. We first started off with Tyrod. Tyrod Taylor. Shout out to my boy, man, TT.
That's my boy TT. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my boy. Yeah.
And we know they had drafted Baker, you know what I'm saying, that same year. And Tyrod was our quarterback at first, going into training camp and everything. But we had a game, Thursday night game against the Jets. Things weren't going right. The coaches didn't see what's going on with Tyrod. They put Baker Mayfield in, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I saw that turn out how it turned out for Baker. And then
Yeah.
when after Baker came, man, you know, that's the Sean factor came in after that, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, you can say it might be a curse, man, but have they found somebody that they really stuck with, man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That
You're right.
comes to the question I want to ask you. It's like, I totally understand what you're saying, but I feel like you speaking kind of maybe from a mentality of him being a first round pick. But how do you think his mental is, being that all this stuff has happened? He like the 5th quarterback on the roster. Do you think he's the same Shadour right now that we watched at Colorado? Or, I mean, it probably is. Now, we only speculating because you can't answer for him,
Right,
but
right.
I just feel like, it might be a difference in, as you know, bro, all that stuff is a factor, bro. From
Yeah.
a
Facts.
potential first to a 5th, bro, that's traumatizing. Like, I mean, you.
Mhm.
I can only imagine, man. I really can, because I don't know if you done with the question, but man, I can only imagine how bro feeling, man. Like I I can see that he's already there in Cleveland, man. He's been working. You know what I'm saying? I've been
Mhm.
watching little YouTube clips of him. But I really honestly feel like, man, he got a fuel, like he got some fire up under him right now,
Yeah.
bro.
So you think he
Like
gonna be able to
none of it, like,
utilize that?
you know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like, man, he like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all. And people gotta realize too, you go back, Tom Brady was not drafted high, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but that was a different story though. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would say, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he
yeah,
had
yeah,
the
yeah.
hype going. He had the hype going in. He had
Yeah,
everybody expecting him to be first round.
they
Everybody
did.
he should have been first round. We all know that. So it's
Yeah,
just like that mental state that you're gonna be in when you there in Cleveland and the stacks is already against you. Now you got to fight your way up. And for me, I honestly think he's gonna be able to fight through it. I like the kids.
I do too,
I
man.
like the kids
I,
want and
hey,
fight for it.
yeah, I do too, man. And I really feel like the NFL, man, tried to make an example out of him, man. Like for
Yep,
real, for
without a
real.
doubt.
Like
Without a doubt.
there's no question, bro. Like he's the number 2 quarterback, 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? It was Cam Ward or Shadour Sanders.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then to me, after that, it was Jackson Dart for me. Like I like how Jackson Dart throw that ball, but I know that's off another topic. But I just feel like Shador, man. I feel like he probably is battling with some stuff, but I know for sure his dad, man, is gonna hold him down, bro.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? He got a great support system. From
There we
outside
go.
looking in, I feel like
Right.
he does have a great support system that's uplifting him. That's saying that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like you do your part and everything else will take care of itself, you know? I
Yep.
know that's what Dion probably telling this young
Yeah,
man,
that's a
bro.
fact. That's a
You
fact.
know, so I feel like he in good hands, man, when if he
Yeah.
got that power behind him, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm just excited to see how it's all gonna shake out, man.
Same,
Who
same.
gonna be number 3? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Coming
Yep.
out there, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
same,
Coming out
man.
that factor, because we all know, we all know Joe Flacco gonna be there.
Yep.
Joe Flacco
Mhm.
gonna be there. Deshaun gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen with Dylan? What's his name? Dylan Gabriel
Gabriel
Yeah.
Shadour, probably one
and
of them more than likely
Shador.
got to get cut. I
You know
mean,
what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a close
yeah.
fight, man. Coach Tomlin, I will never forget, man. Coming in camp, he always used to say it's gonna be 2 dogs, 1 bone. Who gonna get that
Yep.
bone, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's gonna be a fight, man.
Nah, I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you for coming on, managing our minds, hearing all your stories, being able to be vulnerable with us for sure.
For
Because
sure, man.
like we said, vulnerability is not a weakness; it's a step towards growth.
That's
So,
true.
where can you tell the people where they can find you? Where and what do you got going on in the next couple years?
Yeah, man. You can reach me on Instagram, chub74, man. I need to change that because I haven't been 74 in a while. But and you can reach me on what is it, Twitter, X, whatever, and
Yeah.
C underscore Hubbard 74, or Facebook. Christopher Hubbard, man.
You got a foundation and everything, right?
Yeah, overcomingtogetherfoundation.org, man. Reach me there. We have a few things coming up here in July. We got a rally because All-Star Weekend with
Okay.
mental health, man. So we're gonna do that as well. But this month is Man's Mental Health Award. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I was just about to
I've
tell you,
been
have
doing
you been?
things. Yeah, man. Yeah, so been doing things with the Black Man Lab here in Atlanta, man. They do a meeting every Monday. I
I've
just
been
did
there.
a meeting. Yeah, I did a meeting last Monday with them, and I'm gonna continue to go and show my face in the community and just
I'm gonna show
um
up with you then, because
yeah,
I
man.
went a couple Mondays with you. I went a couple Mondays ago and I spoke up there.
Yeah,
So I definitely next
yeah.
Monday I'll come there with you.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. Go next Monday, man, to go out there. I know they do have two locations, man.
Yeah,
So it's just good to be around, other Black man, bro. Just trying to get better. Not trying to get better. We evolving together, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's the whole beautiful thing about it, man.
Now you heard him. You heard him right there. So I appreciate you for coming on, managing our minds.
Man, thank y'all, man, for having me, man. I appreciate y'all, man.